Hello and welcome to GC360, where news comes full circle. I'm Jessica Vickers.
And I'm Cole Rogers. On today's episode of GC360, the Milledgeville water crisis made headline news. We'll find out the details behind it.
And with graduation right around the corner, we look at what students are planning once they hit the real world. All that and more on this edition of GC360.
There's no doubt that you are all aware of the so-called Milledgeville water crisis that occurred this weekend and lasted into the first few days of this week. And while we certainly didn't mind the 2 days off of school, the limited washing water and total lack of access to clean drinking water sent Milledgeville into a tailspin. Let's take a look at what GC360's Angela Morian discovered.
Testing in Milledgeville is complete and the water has been deemed safe.
This message came after Milledgeville residents spent 3 days without clean water, from Saturday until Tuesday evening. A main water pipe burst on Saturday, causing many in the downtown area to have no running water at all Sunday. The rare 14-inch pipe installed in the 1950s sustained damage in a creek near Oak Hill Middle School. Officials believe the recent heavy rains caused an old oak tree's roots to shift and break the pipe. Within 14 hours, a new pipe was located in neighboring Macon-Bibb County. Crews had the new pipe installed before sundown on Sunday.
Usually in a situation like this, we end up with a lot of air in the water lines and we have to expel the air.
Local restaurants and schools closed Monday and Tuesday, even after the city's water pressure returned.
Well, the restaurants will have to go through inspections with the Department of Public Health. The DPH has sent out an email. They're also taking by hand delivery a list of procedures that each of these businesses will need to undertake in order to clear and flush their lines and make sure that all of their equipment is safe and sanitized.
The MAX operated on weekend hours to continue to feed students in the residence halls.
Well, with the MAX, I think we were fortunate that we were one of the few that could actually operate and that we were authorized to operate. Many of the restaurants in the city were not able to operate. They did not have the necessary provisions and so forth to keep a normal operating schedule.
But one of the biggest questions from the crisis is why Georgia College decided to close for Monday and Tuesday, even after the pipes were fixed.
It was really more of a challenge to get 5,000 plus people back on campus and to be able to provide bottles of water for all of them.
Tuesday at 9:05 p.m., the boil water advisory was canceled, ensuring citizens that the water was safe for consumption. Schools and many businesses reopened Wednesday. Reporting for GC360, I'm Angela Morian.
The Milledgeville Police Department was instrumental in getting the word out about the water crisis, and we want to acknowledge that and thank the department for their hard work.
There aren't many places in downtown Milledgeville without historical significance. Some of the buildings have been standing for over 100 years. We wondered which building is the oldest of them all. GC360's Rhea Delicay found out.
Milledgeville, Georgia is a town rich with its own history, and some of that history can be found in the buildings of downtown. Some of the oldest buildings that are still functioning now house shops in the Georgia College bookstore. But the oldest building of them all is the Masonic Hall.
I think it's quite right to point out the Masonic Hall because that's our treasure. It's the third oldest lodge, Masonic Lodge in Georgia, and certainly the oldest building to house the Masons, perhaps one of the oldest in the country.
The building's decor still stands and is as beautiful as it was when it was first used.
So in 1834, when the building was complete, $20,000 is what it cost to build this building.
Milledgeville is constantly changing and developing, but its southern history will forever be represented by the superior architecture and legacy of its buildings. For GC360, I'm Rhea Delicay.
This Saturday, Georgia College's Gift Center celebrated its 20th anniversary. Director of Community Engagement, Kendall Stiles, led the celebration and honored students, alumni, and community partners who helped grow the Give Center. Currently, the Give Center has helped the community with over $15 million and 650,000 tracked student volunteer hours. The Give Center looks forward to 20 more years of community-centered service.
After the break, Jai and Veronica are back.
And they give us a breakdown on Sounds of the South. From bands, favorite spots, and more, you won't want to miss this. Stay with us.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors.
You tell me to stay away from drugs.
To always buckle my seatbelt.
And to follow the swimming rules.
You're always looking out for me and trying to keep me safe.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
Here in the garage.
Closet. Shoebox. Under the bed. Where anyone can get to it. How safe is that?
How safe is that?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. If you own a firearm and are not using it, please be responsible and be sure that it's stored in a safe place. Remember, always lock it up. For more information on firearm storage safety, visit ncpc.org.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
Change is constant. Technologies, careers, society. Georgia College is not about landing your first job. It's about preparing for success in a changing world. From the moment you step on campus, you have an immediate sense of belonging. At Georgia College, learning takes place all around us. Our students are critical thinkers, ready to graduate into a complex world. Georgia College, your public liberal arts university.
Welcome back, Bobcats. Back at it again with another week in entertainment. I'm Jai Fitzgerald.
And I'm Veronica Elisty. This week, we'll give a recap on the Sounds of the South Music Festival that hit downtown Milledgeville this past weekend.
And our movie reviewer, Lauren Hargrove, will be giving her review of the new sci-fi film, Harcourt Henry.
Also, be sure to stay tuned for our exclusive interview with Jeremy Colwell and Matthew Russing as they give us the inside scoop on the upcoming Milledgeville Film Festival.
The Sounds of the South Musical Festival definitely made some noise in downtown Milledgeville last weekend. More than 25 musical acts in some of downtown's favorite bars made for a memorable experience for all those who attended. GC360's Mary Henderson was there and had more for us about the music-filled weekend.
Music lovers hit the streets of downtown Milledgeville for a weekend full of live entertainment. Sounds of the South, a student-run philanthropic music festival, took over downtown and definitely made some noise. Students and locals alike hit their favorite bars like the Brick, Gringos, and Buffingtons to meet up with friends and enjoy some live music. This is the 5th and largest Sounds of the South yet, featuring over 25 acts that exemplify Southern music. Two of the headliners this year were the Norm and New Madrid, who put on energized shows for both new and old fans. Whether socializing with friends or dancing near the stage, everyone in attendance seemed to enjoy the musical change of scenery downtown. Reporting for GC360, I'm Mary Henderson.
The Milledgeville Film Festival started yesterday, and today we have volunteers Jeremy Colwell and Matthew Russing in the studio to tell us all about the exciting events happening this weekend at the Milledgeville Film Festival. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
So Jeremy, why don't you give me a little spiel? Tell me about the Milledgeville Film Festival and what all it entails.
Well, it entails a lot of things. It's a really good way to have people from the industry come to Milledgeville and talk to all of us students and just community members, and really we can get their experience with being in the industry. And then also, it's just a really awesome time to celebrate film in general. We have films from all around the world, and we have a lot of different panelists coming to do panels to talk to us. And it's just a really great time to celebrate film.
That's awesome. And so you mentioned panels, and Professor Ressing, I know that you're involved in that. So tell us a little bit about the panels and what all that entails.
That's right. So it's important for students to recognize that this is happening right now. And if you wait too long, you'll miss it. It runs from yesterday through Sunday. And we have films running all day, and in the evening we have after parties, we have a gala on Saturday night, but also in the mornings we have these panels where we bring in film professionals. These are producers, these are directors, actors, technical people, and they're going to tell our students how to get a job in the film industry, what it's like in the business. A lot of students might not know that Georgia is becoming a large attractor for the film industry.
Wow.
In fact, it recently surpassed New York as a place where new films are coming. Wow. So this is a place where students can get jobs. This is an employment field. And I'm involved in some of these panels as a business lawyer and a business law professor. I'm going to be talking with film producers about some of the legal aspects of filmmaking, some of their contracts, some of their intellectual property issues. But we also have panels for makeup artists, for actors, one panel that focuses specifically on women directors. So many different areas of interest for students who want to get into the film industry.
That's awesome. Clearly extremely beneficial for all students that want to get involved. Jeremy, what's your favorite part about it? Tell me what you love about Milledgeville Film Festival.
I think for me, I love having people from all around the world come and like showcase their films, and then them being there and me being able to talk to them and say, "Well, I loved your film. Like, how did you get started? What did you do? What can I do?" All that kind of stuff. And just hearing their experience and really like celebrating their films and being there to talk to them and be like, "Hey, I love this. Keep it up. This is wonderful," and let them know that, hey, like they're doing something really special.
That's awesome. And what about you? What's your favorite part about it?
There's two events that are really exciting. One is happening tonight out at Central State Hospital. We're showing a variety of horror films. There's going to be a party at Cagentis at Central State Hospital campus, and then there's a midnight horror film outside at Central State Hospital.
Oh, wow.
The other major event is on Saturday night. We'll have a masquerade gala at the Milledgeville Brickworks. So a lot of exciting events. The full schedule is available at www.milledgevillefilmfest.com.
Awesome. Well, that sounds awesome. We loved having you guys here today. Thank you so much for your time, and I will definitely avoid that horror film because that scares me, but I will support it in any way that I can also. So thank y'all for being here today.
Great, thank you.
And we're going to toss it back over to Lauren right now.
Awesome. I can't wait to go to the film festival. But now for the movie that everyone heard of and no one saw, Hardcore Henry. Now this movie originated from Ilya Naishuller, who originally made music videos shot with a GoPro for a Russian indie band called Biting Elbows on YouTube, which he fronted at as the lead singer. These videos were made in 2013 and they went viral. It was unheard of to shoot an entire project with just a GoPro. And also, it was really violent and had sort of a video game feel, which is what people really liked about it originally. So Ilya got the grand idea to make it into a movie, and Hardcore Henry was born. This movie was also filmed entirely on a GoPro with a special rig that went around the stuntman's head like this. The movie is also 70% practical effects, which I love seeing in movies. Now the action starts from scene 1. You, the viewer, are Henry. And he's just woken up and he's in a lab and he has 2 robot limbs and the scientist doing tests on him. She's like, "I'm your wife and you have amnesia." And a group of mercenaries are attacking the ship and you have to flee. I mean, it's all out. And honestly, maybe it's because of how invasive the movie feels, but the plot just gets really confusing. I mean, honestly, no one's seeing this movie for the plot. People are seeing it because it's a work of art. In theory, this is a really cool idea. It's new, it's innovative, and it's a step forward in videography. That being said, it was just weird. I mean, people started to hate 3D movies because they said it gave them headaches, and people began to complain about motion sickness. Imagine that times 10. It's not even 3D. And scenes that aren't action scenes feel like action scenes just because Henry's running and the camera's shaking up and down, aside from being really close up. And as I said before, something that carried into the movie was, there was a staple kind of the music videos, was that it was a bit violent, which is even creepier when you're seeing it so close up. I appreciate the enormous feat that this director accomplished, and altogether I think it's a really cool idea, but it just got overwhelming, and the ratings showed it. This had a budget of $10 million, and so far the movie has only made $7.5 million worldwide. Now, I mean, it's just opening weekend, so I'm sure it'll make more, but it doesn't look like a promising profit. Unless you're a close friend of someone in the production or just super psyched about the concept, I'd suggest waiting until it inevitably comes out on Netflix. But next, we'll take a look at spring sports. We'll bring you a detailed look at an accomplished GC broadcaster, so stick around and we'll be right back.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to GC360 Sports. I'm Angela Morian.
And I'm Sam Jones.
This week we profile Scott McCloud, who has been covering Georgia College athletics since 1978 on local radio.
Angie, I went out to talk to him about his 38 years of serving the Bobcats.
Scott McCloud
That's hard work.
is Georgia College athletics.
Yeah. This is why I dress casual today, because we
Well,
have
let's see, baseball has been since 1978, so that's 38 years. Basketball since 1988-89 season, so that is, I can't even count.
McCloud has set through 2 mascot changes, multiple conference championships, over 10 different coaches, and over 1,000 wins broadcasting both basketball and baseball. Assistant Athletic Director of Communications Al Weston has called baseball games with Scott for 9 years.
Scott is incredibly passionate about Georgia College athletics. I mean, as far as people that are outside of the umbrella of actually working for the athletic department, he is the closest to Georgia College athletics. I mean, he's been broadcasting these games about as long as I've been alive, which is awesome. And it's just, it's incredible, his vast knowledge and just his dedication to what he does.
McCloud has been a constant presence in an ever-changing athletic landscape at Georgia College. And over his years of service, McCloud has earned the respect of coaches, players, and students through his dedication to the school.
Everybody loves him. I have not heard a bad word about Scott McCloud. I mean, like I said, he's a bit of a homer, as far as broadcasts go, and that's exactly what you want from a guy that, is in that sort of role.
To me, you are a part of the team as much as the person out on the field or on the floor. And I think that people tuning in want to hear that.
McCloud's audience may not be the size that the bright lights of a major school or professional organization may attract, but there's a unique intimacy that comes with broadcasting for a smaller school.
I think the audience and the people we're talking to have a tendency probably to know the players as people more than just players or athletes. Mm-hmm. We try to incorporate nicknames and things like that to try and make it more personable. At the smaller level, or lower level, I guess I should say, you're right, it does seem like it's more of a family effort.
You want to hear McCloud yourself? Check out Bobcat Sports on AM 1450 or Country 102 in Milledgeville on game days.
Let's send it back to the desk.
What do you have for us?
What?
Up next,
Tell
Jess
us
and
what.
Cole.
Thanks, Sam.
Up next, we take a look at a student doing extraordinary things, and we highlight an interesting Georgia College student. Stay tuned.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
It's good.
Homemade noodles.
Oh.
Marty, stop it. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. It reminds me, I've been thinking maybe we should try a new form of birth control. I heard about this one. It's called the IUD, intrauterine device. Or we could try the patch on your arm. Actually, I think that one goes on your butt.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
What do you think then? Arm or the butt?
Technologies, careers, society. It is impossible to predict the future. The jobs of tomorrow may not even exist today. At Georgia College, you will learn to be a critical thinker, to develop new ideas and out-of-the-box solutions, because those are the kind of lifelong skills you'll need in a rapidly changing world. The way we see it, it's not really about what you know. It's about how you think. Georgia College, your public liberal arts university.
In the past, GC360 has profiled interesting professors. Now it's time to do the same for students. GC360's Piers Morgans has the story.
Georgia College is home to some pretty outstanding students. Gabby Aldashui is one of them.
I am a part of the Student Government Association, where I'm a senator. I'm also Juwan Jackson's assistant, and then next year I'll be the secretary-elect. I just joined two fraternities, Phi Alpha Delta, the pre-law fraternity, where I am the vice president, and I also joined Delta Gamma, where I will be the vice president of social standards.
Gabby participated in student government in high school and realized she enjoys taking on a lot of responsibility. One of her favorite campus activities is mock trial.
It's very theatrical, but also a learning tool, and everyone in there is just like the smartest people on campus, I swear.
Gabby still has time for what many of us regard as guilty pleasures.
I usually watch Netflix, because I'm addicted to like shows like Walking Dead and How to Get Away with Murder.
She also loves to hang out with friends, including Victoria Pitts and Megan McCloud.
I enjoy being around Gabby. She's very, very sweet and she's always joyful. She's very busy, but she never seems tired. She never seems like she is that busy, but I know that she is, and she always has a lot of work to do. Gabby's one of the sweetest people I've ever met. She is so determined in her studies. And I would do anything to have her like motives. Like, she is so motivated to do well in school, and she keeps like the best personality while doing so.
Gabby wants to become an attorney, and she has landed a summer internship at a law firm here in Milledgeville.
Firm this summer, Kinsino, Petty, and Stribling firm, and they do criminal law, family law, and there's like a extended like business office. So I'm gonna see this summer and see what like area I'm like interested in.
Gabby hopes to attend law school and become a successful lawyer. We wish this fellow Bobcat luck in all she does on campus and all her future endeavors. For GC360, I'm Piers Morgans.
Seniors are only 22 days away from graduation, and the job hunt is getting fierce. GC360's Rhea Delicate spoke to some seniors about their plans for post-grad life.
Georgia College seniors are only 1 month away from their next big step. Internships and careers are in their near future. We talked to some seniors this week about the job hunt and how they found the perfect position.
I'm going to be the Visitor Services Manager at Andalusia Farm. I will be giving tours during the day, handling correspondence with donors, and really just kind of like overseeing the daily workings of the farm. It was really stressful for a while. My major is liberal studies, and I've had a lot of people asking me recently, like, well, what are you going to do with that? And I didn't have a really good answer.
For those who need a little help finding the right path for them or want advice on how to land their dream job, the Career Center is here to help.
Well, we work with a lot of different employers who want to connect with Georgia College students, and we connect them with the students in several different ways. So one of the big ways is our Career Connection job and internship database that students can access on our website, gcsu.edu/career. And so a lot of times an employer may not be able to come to campus, but they're able to post a job. And so that's a really good resource for students. Typically we have anywhere from 350 to 450 jobs and internships posted at one time. Of course, we have our career fairs and networking events. We have about 10 to 11 different things we do throughout the school year. Some of those are in partnership with academic departments as well.
And for a while I was worried that I was going to have to be in a job that I didn't really enjoy just because it paid well. And so I am so grateful for this opportunity because I'm going to be doing something that I think is worthwhile.
With all the resources available at Georgia College, our seniors are all set up for a successful transition in the real world. For GC360, I'm Ria Delke.
We are sad to report that James Edward Hollis Jr., known as Dodo, passed away Monday, April 11th at age 74. Dodo was a lifelong resident of Milledgeville and a business owner. His impact on the community will be remembered. Services will be held at 2 p.m. Friday, April 15th at the Chapel of Morris Funeral Home. In lieu of flowers, his family would like contributions to be made to the Georgia College School of Business Scholarship Fund.
That's it for news here at GC360. When we're not on air, keep up to date on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. I'm Cole Rogers.
And I'm Jessica Vickers. We'll see you again next week on GC360, where news comes full circle.